Have you ever wanted to see Dave Bautista do the whip and nay nay and also sing a Britney Spears song within the first 10 minutes of a movie? Well, My Spy is for you. What's going on, you guys? James here with another real review, and today I am taking a look at Dave Bautista's spy comedy, My Spy. Man, this is a movie we've seen the trailers for a ton of times, and lordy, they haven't been good, and yeah, there's a reason why this movie was delayed. But before I hop into what I kind of liked, because yeah, there are some things to like about this movie, and what I didn't really love about My Spy. If it's your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. I'm so happy you're here and along for the journey. I talk about movies and TV shows. I also review them, react to them, and I just give you my heart. Because, you know, I love this. I love doing this every single day with you guys. So go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Now, don't forget to tap on that bell as well, just to stay notified with anything new. And guys, go ahead and smash that like button because it does a ton to help the channel. And go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you think of My Spy when you see it, because it's coming out on Amazon Prime Video. And if you have that subscription service, you might as well watch this movie and let me know what you think, because there are some laughable moments, and maybe not for all the right reasons. If you missed it, I did drop my review for Jon Stewart's new political comedy, Irresistible. You can find that on the channel right at the top of the screen. Okay, so let's get right into it. My Spy. It's directed by Peter Segal, who did Tommy Boy and The Longest Yard, two comedies that I actually really like. I don't know how he got his hands on this movie, but anyway, it's starring Dave Bautista, who we've come to appreciate, at least I have come to appreciate, as a really good actor. I mean, he's got great comedic timing, as we've seen in Guardians of the Galaxy. Him as Drax is perfect. It's a really great casting by James Gunn and the gang. And then you have him in Blade Runner 2049, where Denis Villeneuve directs him perfectly. And I mean, he is so good in that movie. And then pairing him next to a rising star like Chloe Coleman, who is good in this movie, real good in this movie. And yeah, I honestly thought, okay, maybe this movie has a little bit of potential, but then I hit the play button, Okay, before I get into what I actually kind of liked about this movie, here are some interesting notes about the film. The script comes your way from the writers of Battleship. Keep that in mind, because boy, does it mean a lot, not for good reasons at all. The movie was also originally scheduled for August of last year, and it got delayed numerous amounts of times, and then eventually got put on hold indefinitely, and then on Amazon Prime because of COVID-19. So there's a lot of reasons why this movie was delayed. Okay, without spoiling anything, if you don't know about My Spy, here it is in a nutshell. It's Dave Bautista playing an undercover CIA agent named JJ, who's sent to surveil a 9-year-old girl named Sophie and her mother named Kate, played by Parisa Fitz-Henley. And yeah, they're in some deep trouble because this family has a really bad history with some sketchy dudes that want to get their hands on a nuclear weapon and the blueprints for it. Yeah, it kind of goes in that direction towards the end of the movie and doesn't work at all. Now, let me stop summarizing the movie for you and get into actually what worked a little bit in My Spy. There are some charming moments that definitely feel genuine between Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman. I was super surprised, but in the first chunk of the film, you start to understand maybe where the film is going and how these two really are great together. I mean, Chloe Coleman is definitely a scene stealer. I love that Dave Bautista takes a step back in some of those moments and lets her shine the brightest, because she is going to be great. I really think that she's a gem right now in Hollywood, and I loved how witty she was, the snappy dialogue, and when she's not worrying about what the script is telling her to do, and it seems like she's really just acting because she's a good actor, I felt, okay, this is a movie that has a little bit more potential than I anticipated. And then there are moments where Dave Bautista's comedic timing and his humor really comes to play, and I like that. The thing is, the movie just really goes in the wrong direction after you get past that first third of the film. But let's not talk about the negatives just yet. There's one more positive in this movie. I know, it's crazy. I actually appreciate what the movie's trying to do in the first 30 minutes, which is, it's clear cut, guys. You're gonna know it when you see it, but Sophie is trying to soften up JJ and humanize him, while JJ is trying to be the fatherly figure in Sophie's life and kind of help this family whom he just happened to stumble upon thanks to a very throwaway assignment by the CIA. See, the movie should have been more of that. Throw away all the action stuff. Just give us Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman helping each other be better. The thing is, the movie doesn't do that, and eventually after the first 30 minutes you start to see a lot of the bad elements of this movie come out of the woodwork, and oh gosh, it is so awful. I cannot believe this is the same director of Tommy Boy. Peter Segal has done some really classic comedies, and then he does My Spy, and you think, whoa, where did you go wrong? Are you just cashing a check? Because this was nothing like the quality of Even the Longest Yard, for goodness sakes. My Spy definitely feels like a very by-the-numbers studio film where just checking off all the boxes, you gotta have a stupid joke here and a dance sequence, and it is not fun. It's not very enjoyable, and it's something that we've seen so many times before. I mean, all the way down from the direction to the writing to even the sequencing of shots, it is just so generic. And then there are moments where the camera gets really close to Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman. They're in the middle of a very dramatic interaction, and then all of a sudden, cut to dog. It's just so corny, man, and it is so out of left field, and tonally it's all over the place. You go from drama to comedy in a matter of minutes. There is no clear direction here, and all the writing it's just a mess. And then the movie tries to really focus in on Dave Bautista and his partner Bobby, who is played by Kristen Schaal. She voices Louise Belcher in Bob's Burgers. She's hilarious, and there are moments here where I was actually chuckling at some of the jokes that she made, but then it's followed up with some really bad humor, and it's just cheap gags, and I'm like, boy, this is a waste of a really good performance, or a really good actor, honestly. She's so much better than this. I mean, all these actors are so much better than My Spy, but it's just, the movie doesn't let them be great. And of course, My Spy's gotta spoof the spy genre, and all of that pretty much comes towards the end of the film and sprinkled in the beginning a little bit, but man, it was just really not funny. And I gotta know, guys, why were there so many jokes involving music? I get it, Dave Bautista's this ripped dude, man, the guy's got muscles on his muscles, and then he's singing Britney Spears in the first 10 minutes of the film, and I think, okay, alright, I see what they're trying to do there, but it's not funny. And then there are more jokes involving music as the movie goes on. Two scenes in particular use Cardi B's I Like It, and that song is fire, don't get me wrong, but you can tell this movie was delayed from 2019 because I'm not hearing that song too much anymore in 2020, and both of those sequences involve Dave Bautista doing the whip in the nae-nae. Are y'all kidding me right now with that? I don't get it. I just don't. And that leads to an even bigger issue, which is none of these moments were very organic, and nothing felt natural. I mean, all of the jokes, you can tell they were reading from a sheet of paper. Nothing felt like they were giving free rein. They didn't seem comfortable on screen together, and they were forcing relationships in this film rather than letting them kind of blossom naturally. And of course, this movie was gonna live or die based on the interactions between Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman. Are they going to have really good chemistry? And they did for a little while, until the script again forced them to be generic actor number 1 and generic actor number 2. It's such a shame and a waste of great talent. And please do not get me started on the last 10 minutes of this film. Actually, it's probably around the last 15 minutes of this movie. There's a ton of action, right? All the action that they were teasing in the beginning of the movie happens in the last 15 minutes. It's really bad CGI. It's full of a ton of cheesy moments, like them walking away from an exploding oil tanker that I get they were trying to make fun of in spy movies, but it was just so cringe. And then you get shaky cam during car chase sequences that would make Paul Greengrass shake his freaking head. Again, throw away the action. Keep the interaction, and you would be so much better off. So overall, guys, My Spy really isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It is clearly not the worst film of 2020, but let me be honest with you guys, My Spy has a lot of potential that is just thrown in the garbage bin. There's a lot of bad writing here. The direction, well, there really is no direction. It just really takes you out of the film. You're watching something that you can tell is really just a big studio movie. It's generic, it's unoriginal, and it's unfunny. Chloe Coleman is so good when she's not forced to throw out some really bad one-liners, and Dave Bautista shows glimpses of that comedic timing we've come to love from him. The thing is, it's just not enough, and it doesn't happen often enough. And yes, I know My Spy is trying to target that teen demographic or the family demographic here, but I feel like it wouldn't even work with them. I said it at the beginning of this review, guys, but there are many reasons why My Spy was delayed so many times, and at least now we know why. Alrighty, you guys, well, there you have it. That's my review of My Spy, a movie that, again, isn't the worst of the year, but boy, does it have so much potential, and it just falls completely short of the mark. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see more of it, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to tap on that bell as well and smash that like button. Also, comment below and let me know. Get loud, guys. Is My Spy your worst movie of the year? Or do you agree with me that it had some potential and it just, well, fell short? Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna go and watch something to clean this bad taste that My Spy left in my mouth. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.